I think the most immediate impact has been on the Iranian people. We're not talking about the wealthy, the elite, the powerful. We're talking about the average Iranian, the working class, the middle class, the poor. These are people with very little savings who depend on a meager salary to make ends meet. Consider what they've gone through ever since U.S. President Donald Trump pulled out of the nuclear deal back in May, announced plans for new U.S. sanctions. Ever since then, the value of the Iranian currency has been decreased by almost 70%. That has led to inflation, scarcity, prices going up, eggs, diapers, electronic goods, real estate, everything has gone up in price. Some of those items triple in price. And perhaps the most troubling impact has been on humanitarian goods, medical supplies, medication. The U.S. Treasury says humanitarian goods, medication are exempt from the sanctions. But a lot of companies outside of Iran don't want to take a chance. They're afraid of U.S. fines, and that's why many hospitals, pharmacies, even individuals say they're having a difficult time getting medication, some of them cancer medication. But one thing to point out, Iranians are resilient. They've been through 40 years of sanctions, economic isolation, political isolation. This is not doomsday for them.
And Reza, Donald Trump says, of course, the sanctions will force the authorities to change. Is that really likely, though?
All you have to do is look at history, and the history shows that Iran does not back down from U.S. pressure. Remember, one of the foundations of the Islamic Revolution back in 1979 was to defy U.S. pressure by any means necessary. And you can see over the past couple of decades, it has been under U.S. pressure when Iran has stepped up its activity that has troubled the West. It was under sanctions when Iran made the most advancements in its nuclear program. It was under sanctions when Iran increased its activity in Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. In contrast, look at what happened in 2014, 2015, when there was negotiations for the nuclear deal, when Iran was shown respect by the U.S. and the European powers. That's when they curbed their nuclear program and agreed to the toughest inspection sanctions in the history of the UN. So history shows they don't back down to U.S. pressure, but that seems to be the strategy behind Washington's moves.